August the 13th, 2023. Because you're looking at satellite images over the eastern Atlantic and West Africa. Notice that there's a couple of storms that have moved off the shoreline, and it's kind of hard to see in this image because it's infrared. And what we're dealing with is, this is the African coastline right through here. And it's kind of hard to see, I understand. This is a Saharan dust layer, this lighter color in the gray that you see. But guys, we got a couple of storms that they are watching, and they're already offshore. One is here, and one is a little further south here. Both have a 20% chance of development. Now, look what's coming behind this. It's one of the largest storms that I've seen come off the African coast this year. You can see in the blacks and the dark reds up into the white as to where this is a very powerful storm. The ocean is very overheated. If this thing doesn't downwind before it gets close to the coast and it gets an edge into that warmer water, we're going to see some activity from it. Now, where it's going to go, I don't know, but it's something definitely to watch. But again, here and here, we have a 20% chance of formation. Let's take a look at that. Now, backing this up towards the west, you can see there's a hurricane in the Pacific Ocean. You can see there's some storms in the Gulf, but notice in the Caribbean, and it's been here since early morning, there's a large area here of counterclock rotation. That's what hurricanes, that's how they rotate. Nothing on the surface, but it's an indicator to me just the size these storms are going to start becoming in this type of heated water. And you can look into the U.S. You got storms coming up into Tennessee and Kentucky, Alabama here, from central to southern Florida and down into the Yucatan here. But guys, just a quick update on what we're dealing with. Been a hectic day today. I wanted to put something up and let you know that we are keeping an eye on it. We're going to get a storm off the African coast. Where it goes, we don't know. How strong it is, we don't know. It depends on the interaction with the Saharan dust layer that's above this. Now, this came out about 23 minutes or so ago, and you can see the two systems that we're watching. One is a little further north, and as far as the center of it, it's coming across the islands here. The Cabo Verde Islands is predicted to, and then the second storm. But both of them have a 20% chance of cyclone formation in the next 7 days. It said these low pressures could develop by the middle to latter portion of the week over the east central tropical Atlantic, several hundred miles southwest of the Cabo Verde Islands. Some slow development of the system is also possible as it moves west-northwestward over the central tropical Atlantic. Now, when you see them start to turn north this early, look for something along the east coast or a complete turn up into the Atlantic itself. Usually you will, unless the low pressure system builds back very strong, these storms will continue to move in this direction. Now, it would take a high pressure area to take one of these and move them, say, over the Bahamas in that area, and we've seen that happen before. But guys, just a quick heads up on what we're looking at, in keeping an eye on the Atlantic and the Gulf and the Caribbean, because we know it's that time of the year. We are now about 3 weeks from the peak of hurricane season, and we've seen nothing landfalling that's major. Here's the Huskies coming in on the end of the back of this. So that's Delta. She had been at the vet. She's the mother of all our puppies, and she's been at the vet for a few days. But she's back and loudmouth as ever. But God bless her heart, she's a sweet girl. We're watching this, guys. You watch it. It's a heads up. Be safe.